but sometimes it could be dangerous. Years ago, I was texting my girlfriend at the time, and I wanted to say, I'm gonna do something. If I don't do it, you should kick my ass. Of course, K and L are next to each other on keyboard. She's like, what? I'm not into that. Me neither, thank you. So you should be careful. You have a lot of damages done that way. But there could be changes to net working capital. If sales, if things like inventory and accounts receivable are related to sales. You know, roughly speaking, let's say you sell half the stuff you do on trade credit, and if your sales went up by 10 million, your accounts receivable is going to go up by 5 million. So in intervening years, you may have numbers like that. So let's kind of get a simple project going, and let's see. You will do a new product. You expect to sell, I'm going to keep it simple, $10 million worth first year. And expect increases of sales that are 3% each year. Assume that you will have $1 million per year fixed costs. These are costs that you are going to endure even if you produce nothing. And variable costs are 40% of sales. So if you sold $10 million worth of stuff, that year you're going to have 1 million in fixed cost and 4 million in variable cost. If you sell 20, you're going to have 1 million in fixed, 8 million in variable. You expect that you need to maintain inventory and accounts receivable. That is 20% of annual sales. All right. You will have to spend 20 million for equipment to start the project, and you will use a piece of land that is worth 30 million now and is expected to be worth 35 million in 5 years when the project ends. you project that you could sell the equipment that is subject to 10-year makers depreciation at $8 million in 5 years. Man, I keep writing as depreciation. I should maybe listen to some Depeche Mode. My mind goes there. It's a French rock band. I know, you guys are too young for that.
You told us about it last time.
I know, but when I say, some people don't even know about Dire Straits, even though they play them a lot. But most people know of Dire Straits from their last album, Brothers in Arms. It was a good album, but that wasn't the good Dire Straits. At that point, it was more of a rock album. Their original albums are swing. The first one was called Sultans of Swing. Oh man. Ooh. That's how I spent my youth. When Sultans of Swing came out, I was, I think, 15 years old. Started playing in the radio, FM. Let's see, what else? Oh, if you launched a new product, you expect to lose about $2 million worth of sales from existing products, which costs $1 million to produce. What else? Okay. Your tax rate is 22% and cost of capital is 15%, given the risk of the project. So we're going to ask the question, should we go ahead with the project? The proper answer to that is a lot more complicated than what we're going to do, but it's kind of getting started. Because especially at the entrepreneurial level, these projections are projections. Even if you have no biases, it's a statistical estimate, and they tend to have large confidence spans on them. You know, I expect to sell somewhere between 8 and 12, okay? But it's a different thing. 1 year from now, you realize you were too optimistic, you got something around 7. You can actually start thinking about whether I should continue with this project. You have options. If it turns out you were too pessimistic, you ended up selling 15 and it looks like it's going to continue at that level, then you have an option to expand the project. And all of those options have values associated with them. We're going to learn how to calculate those later during the semester, but the calculations we're going to make here are kind of the bare minimum. In a sense, sometimes you can actually go ahead with a project that looks to have a negative net present value right now. Why? Because there are options that have value that still makes that project worthwhile. But at least let's do the base stuff and we can move from there. I'm going to go ahead and open the file from last time, because it already had all the depreciation stuff in. So if you want to open it, let me see. Let's open it from here. And I'm going to open it from my own computer, but hey, I can also open it from here. This depreciation and salvage calculator. And let's see if it's gonna enable editing. Okay, let's close that. It even creates problems for me. On the downloads, find that file, properties, hit unlock. Now I can open it. Okay. Since we're gonna have to calculate some sort of salvage value anyways, plus we're gonna need those annual depreciation numbers. Let's go ahead and enter the numbers. What's the cost of assets? What do you think the number is that I should enter that is subject to depreciation, if you look at here?